Hi guys and welcome to a new video. Today I'm here to do my video about my mandatory reading for this semester. So classes have started in the middle of February and you might have noticed that I haven't posted any videos since like February because it's impossible to film almost with the winter hours and like the lack of sun and classes that are only finished. Like, I'm only back home at 6 p.m. So by that time the sun is gone and then I don't have any lights, obviously, as you can probably tell by the quality of my videos. So basically, yeah, the semester started, but my books have only arrived like last week. This is mandatory reading for university. So this semester I'm taking two literature classes. One is contemporary English literature, which when you mention contemporary, usually in my university it means like until like the 50s. Yeah, so 20th century. And I'm taking a North American literature class, which is mostly about like understanding American literature, like little bits and pieces, like short stories and poems. And there's only one big novel that we're gonna read, and it's quite obvious. And this class ends at like in the 20s, in the 1920s. So I'm gonna get started with that one actually. So this is kind of a haul. I won't show you the ones that I don't have or the ones that I didn't buy for this semester because I've already talked about them in my last semester my last mandatory reading video. So I will post that on the ease around here. So the book that I have to read for my North American literature class is The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. This is the edition by the Modern Classics edition, Penguin, the Penguin Modern Classics. And yeah, I bought all of them in this edition because it has notes and introduction and they all match, which is something that I really love. So I've read The Great Gatsby before. I read it like 2011, something like that. I did manage after that, like 2013, but I did read a very good translation. However, I have to read the original, of course, for my class, and so I bought this one, which I love. This edition, it's really beautiful. The picture is from the 20s in the cover, and yeah, I know that I enjoy this book. This is also the last thing we're gonna study in the class, so I can keep this one for later, but the other ones are quite big and I have to start reading right now. Really interesting in reading the original prose because I've read the translated edition, even though it was a really good translated edition. So yeah. For my English contemporary literature class, we're gonna start by reading or studying Heart of Darkness. I mean, first we're gonna study poetry of the First World War, which obviously we didn't have to buy a book. My teacher kind of did an anthology for us, and then I have to read Art of Darkness, which I've already read for my Victorian literature class, which I talked about in that video about my mandatory reading last year, which is when I had more literature classes. So for my English contemporary literature class, I have another 3 books that I have to read. So after studying Heart of Darkness, we're gonna study Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, again in the modern classics by Penguin. I've never read Virginia Woolf because I'm scared to death. But it's funny because in the beginning of the year I thought maybe I should read Virginia Woolf, and then I enrolled in this class and this is one of the mandatory readings. I'm glad it's not one of her bigger ones like The Waves because she's already so intimidating. I'm really not of a like modernist literature person, which is because I can choose my classes and I chose this one. Mainly because it was the only one that fit my schedule, but also because maybe I should get out of my comfort zone. I'm really uncomfortable reading modern literature. So, yeah, and as we all know, Virginia Woolf is very, very modern. That being said, I really think I should know more about her. I just feel like she's a real good role model of an author to have, like Jane Austen, my bae. The only thing I know about Mrs. Dalloway is the little bit of Mrs. Dalloway that's in the movie The Hours. Yeah, so, and I've watched that movie a long time ago and I was really confused about it, so yeah. Mrs. Dalloway, it's one of the books that we have to read, and I have to start reading it right now or I will not finish it on time to read the next book, which is actually a surprising book that I haven't read, and it's surprisingly big as well, which I was not expecting. I had no idea that this book was like so large because I have another edition. So this is 1984 by George Orwell. This is a dystopian novel, originally printed in 1949, again by Modern Classics by Penguin. This is not one of the most beautiful covers I've seen, but it's the one that's good for studying because it has notes and introduction and everything. I'm really interested in reading this book this semester. I've been trying to read this book for ages now, but I've never got around to it for some reason. So now it's the perfect excuse, you know, because I'm told to read it. I'm really interested in this book, and yeah, especially nowadays with all the political turmoil that's going on. So yeah. And lastly, the teacher actually shifted the order, so this one was supposed to be before 1984, but mainly because 1984 is maybe more well known and important, the teacher changed them. So our fourth read for that class is Bright Side Revisited by Evelyn Ocht. The only thing I know about this is what the teacher has told me so far, and that it is about memories, and he, as far as I can tell, he goes into this, this is like during World War II, and he finds himself in this house where he has been before, and so he starts remembering all the memories he has from there. I have been to the place where they always shoot the adaptations for this book, which there's one with Jeremy Irons, and there's one that's slightly newer with, among others, Matthew Good, and that's Castle Howard. I will put some pictures. And I really loved the location, and they did have an exhibition about the adaptations because they kind of restored some of the rooms that were destroyed in a fire in that palace, and because of this adaptation, so they are always very happy that it was shot there. And I never actually, the book was there for sale and I didn't buy it, and then I had to buy it, and the only way you can find this edition, like this book here in Portugal, is online. You cannot find like a good annotated version on the shelves. It's really hard to find it, and there's also not a lot of annotated editions, like good editions. There's like 2, and only this one is the only one that's like with notes and introduction and everything. So because I had to buy this edition for this one, I just thought I would just buy the other ones in this edition as well. So this is a good edition. It's by Penguin. Again, the cover is lovely. You cannot see that. Can you see that? You cannot see that. Oh look, there's like this 40s, 20s, I don't know, 30s ballroom scene going on. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to reading this one. I think I will enjoy it. I really do think I will enjoy it. And I'm not saying I won't enjoy 1984 or Mrs. Dalloway's, Mrs. Dalloway. It's just that this one, I know, it feels like something I will enjoy because it has a BBC adaptation. And so if it's good for a BBC adaptation in a castle, I'm set. I'm set. Another small thing I bought, because it's on my, like, after reading all those novels, we won't have time, but what's supposed to happen is we're gonna talk about how these authors were also literary critics, and one of the little things that I bought because the teacher mentioned in her bibliography for the class, it's Politics and the English Language by George Orwell, so I bought this little thing. So that being said, that is all from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. All my media links are down below, and also you can subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with a new one. Bye!